The way I would describe the Say Their Names cemetery would be eye-opening. No matter how many times I go there, just seeing the headstones and like reading the age on those headstones, you see 7 years old, you see 10 years old. It's very eye-opening, for sure. It's heartbreaking. No matter how aware you think you are of police murders and police violence, it's way more personal and way more shocking.
The Say Their Name Cemetery is an installation that commemorates the Black lives lost at the hands of the police.
In Minneapolis tonight, tensions are high as 4 police officers have been fired after a man was pinned to the ground and died.
The protests over the past 12 days have brought much-needed attention to the problems of systemic racism and police misconduct.
We both just graduated from the University of Pennsylvania this past May. We are absolute best friends. It was the day that George Floyd was murdered, and we were talking on the phone about what we could do, as individuals to help this movement.
The inspiration came from the list that was circulating around social media, Say Their Names, and there were about 350 names on these lists, and the names were so small. Our aim was to find a way to humanize these people and really make people be able to contextualize this issue. We had planned for the installation to be up for a weekend. Immediately, a lot of people began to gather.
It was just completely overwhelming and emotional to see the surrounding community really, make it their own and take it into their own hands.
I know how it feels to feel like to have your loved one forgotten, or that like their life doesn't matter, or to just hear people say that it was justified. So it really meant a lot that he was included in there, that people did know his name and cared enough to create that memorial for him. Isaac was like a huge family man. He never was the type to ask for help, but he was always the one that wanted to help if any of us were ever having a problem. He took care of my grandmother, my brothers, and I with whatever we needed. He was the voice of reason. He was kind of like the glue that held everybody together. To see not only his headstone there, but to see so many flowers by his name and to see that people really cared, that was a very powerful moment. To have that moment and space at the candlelight vigil, I know that was a moment for all the families to get together and really just collectively grieve in one space, and that was very powerful.
When George Floyd happened, our family drove down and we walked around 38th in Chicago for a while. As I was leaving the area, I drove right by it. I had to stop when I saw it. So the impact is dramatic, You read the names and you think of the stories of each individual person, and it brings a lot of questions for me. It's just I got that could have been me. That could be one of my kids. Something like this, in a way, puts more than numbers to it. It's lasting. You drive by it. People drive by this every single day. You can't turn it off.
For it to be permanent would mean a lot to the families. To now see more people get involved and care and just carry that spark makes me just a lot more hopeful.
When George Floyd, when that happened, my biggest fear, and I still fear this, that a month later, nobody would remember. It seems like this isn't letting that happen.